The populist uprising against the Washington bailout has its roots in a deep distrust of the Bush administration, which for months said the economy was fine, and distrust of Congress, who, after all, has oversight of the financial services industry. The language about what's happening in the capital markets and the economy has changed dramatically in the last 2 weeks. Listen.
Government action in the
It's about as dire as a president can get on the economy.
We're facing a choice between action and the real prospect of economic hardship for millions of Americans.
This from an administration that for months said the economy was vibrant, the financial system strong. The president didn't acknowledge, quote, storm last December. By then, it was raining.
There's definitely some storm clouds and concerns, but the underpinning is good. And we'll work our way through this period.
Then, with each disastrous job report or capital market crisis, an upbeat assessment. In January.
Our economy's flexible. It is resilient.
In February, the president surprised by spiking gas prices.
Well, what did you just say? You're predicting $4 a gallon gas?
Number.
That's interesting. I hadn't heard that.
In March, Bear Stearns was in a death spiral, and the Fed brokered its sale.
We're in challenging times. But another thing is for certain that we've taken strong and decisive action.
Our financial institutions are strong. Our investment banks are strong. Our banks are strong. They're going to be strong for many, many years.
In July, IndyMac Bank failed.
I believe we will come through this challenge stronger than ever before.
The three trying to sell this $700 billion rescue didn't see it coming. The Treasury Secretary told NPR last year of the global economy.
It's as strong as I've seen it any time during my business career.
And again last October.
This is happening against the backdrop of an economy that, which in other respects is very solid. So far, there's very little evidence that it's bleeding over into other areas.
As the subprime crisis devolved early last year, the Fed chief.
We do not expect significant spillovers from the subprime market to the rest of the economy or to the financial system.
And now?
This plan is an emergency plan to put out a fire, to resolve a serious crisis which has real Main Street implications.
All right, back with us, Stephen Lieb of Lieb Capital Management and Peter Schiff of Euro Pacific Capital. Gentlemen, you're watching the piece. What'd you think?
Well, I mean, these are the guys we want to now turn over. You talk about the inmates running the asylum. These guys were in denial the whole way. They don't understand the fundamentals of economics. They have no idea why we're in this mess. In fact, they're the ones that lit the fire. They're not going to put it out.
Were they in denial, or they just no one really got it that this was going to?
I think it's the latter. I mean, I have to say, Christine, after hearing that sequence of statements, Peter's argument appeals to me a little bit more, but not enough. I still fervently disagree. I mean, yes, this was a terrible mess, and what everybody missed had to do with the fact that we have 600 trillion, half a quadrillion derivatives out there.
Right.
And the complexity of this system is beyond the understanding of anybody. And all we really know at this point, in order to get ourselves out of it, we do need a lot of money. A lot of people missed it. It was very complicated.
No, but how could you miss it? It was the elephant in the living room.
No,
I mean,
it wasn't.
I wrote a book that laid it out cold. I mean, how could you say, either they were lying to us or they're incompetent. But either way, we don't want them controlling our economy.
Whatever they were, and I admit there's blame to go around for a lot of people. I mean, you said before 1% interest rates was a terrible mistake. I agree with you. But we're here today. The building has collapsed.
Well, look at how quickly
farmers will not get money.
Paulson just a little over a year ago said it was the best global business environment of his business career.
Right.
And then how quickly we're trying to rebuild the entire financial system.
It was an illusion based on debt.
But doesn't that tell you that things can, as Bernanke wrote in his papers, you know, as an academic, the financial accelerator. Once the financial accelerator starts, you've got to go quick.
Bernanke does see right now is that the best decisions I've ever made in my career as a Wall Street investor, and I've been pretty good, Christine, is to admit that I'm wrong. Dead wrong, get out, go out, sell it, and do something else. And I think Bernanke has a brilliant record. He has studied the Depression probably in greater detail than anyone else. Peter, that really is foolish on your... No, it is. To call someone who spent his entire life studying something clueless...
He wasted his time.
No,
he is clueless. He doesn't understand it at all.
Well, Peter, come on. You can't be the only guy right in the room.
No, but I know that he's wrong.
Well, you cannot... No, I don't think he is wrong.
He's dead wrong.
Let's talk about
what he is saying...
Let's agree on something here about going forward. I think we both agree here that there has to be more, right? I mean, I'm hearing again and again that this bailout is not the end of it.
Absolutely. There may have to be more.